HB car stake over 1,400 metres. Tape favourite here at Sydney. Let's have a look at this one symbol, see if it's tightened late. No, favourite still is number 4, Georgia Bell, 310 and 150 in front of the symbols at 390 and 150, Ian Craig.
Who's got the heavily backed favourite here, symbols. Also prepares Food of Love and Nanaimo. Symbols ridden by Larry Cassidy. Now Food of Love moving forward for Chris Muntz. And it looks as though we're set and ready to see them run in the third of the afternoon. 1400, the James HB Car Stakes. It's a listed race. Inside runner is Georgia Bell, and the starter moves down to his platform, but through the stalls goes the heavily backed symbols. Keen to get on with it, and Larry Cassidy quickly has symbols under control, and symbols will be back behind the barrier stalls in just a few moments. And interstate stations, if you could just leave us for the moment, as we have some Adelaide totes
with correct weight.
Winner number 4, Big Zap, 370, 160, 5 Symphonic Rhythm, 280, 6 Flirting Lad, 220, Scratchings, 2 and 8. Number 4, Big Zap, 370, 160, 5 Symphonic Rhythm, 280, 6 Flirting Lad, 220, Quinella 1750, 1750. AJC Tote have forgot to put up the exacta. We'll have that for you shortly. The trifecta, $105.40, $105.40. The trifecta, race 4 at Oakbank.
Now, Symbols back round behind the starting stalls, and she's about to enter same, so all relays can rejoin us. In she goes, Symbols, and once again they look set for a start. Yep, starter mounts his ladder, presses the button, and away they go. And immediately Preview dropped out to the tail of the field, and Notable Lady goes to the front from Marathon. Debut going to head the pair. Symbols nice and handy, followed by Georgia Bell, and not far away as they settle fully into stride Nanaimo. About a length and a half to Golden Apt, who's going to be pratted out very deep as they sort themselves out. Food of Love is going up very, very quickly now, followed by Preview going through on the inside from Jan Dorado, and last Tiara to the course proper at the 950, and Symbols on the outside has joined Debut, a length the Notable Lady. Nanaimo the inside, followed by Marathon, who can't get on the track, followed by Georgia Bell, and then Food of Love and Preview. Golden Apt is out very wide from Jan Dorado, and last is Tiara down towards the 600 metres, and hits Marathon wide out. Symbols in the middle and Debut on the inside. This trio lead by 2 lengths on Georgia Bell, who's getting a lovely run behind the speed from Nanaimo, and then a gap to Notable Lady, Food of Love, Preview, Jan Dorado, and the last two as they swing Tiara and a Golden App travelling badly. Straightening up now, and Symbols out in the centre of the track just in front of Debut. Georgia Bell is coming at Symbols, followed by Preview, and then a gap to Marathon as they come to the 200. Debut the inside, Georgia Bell. They raced a half length on Symbols, but Georgia Bell goes to a clear-cut lead. This big, strong chestnut filly, Georgia Bell, holds Symbols and Debut, and Georgia Bell wins again. Georgia Bell a length to Symbols and Debut, followed by Preview. The head of the others, Tiara, Notable Lady, Marathon, Nanaimo. Further away, Jan Dorado, Food of Love, and last in was Golden Apt. Georgia Bell, too good, number 4, ridden by Darren Beedman. And on the New South Wales tote, $3.80 and $1.60. $3.80 and $1.60, Georgia Bell. Number 8 will be second in a photo at $1.40, Symbols. And number 13, Debut, will be third over on the inside at $4.30. So Georgia Bell, $3.80 and $1.60. Number 8, Symbols, showing $1.40, and a horse 13, Debut, at $4.30. Had a lovely, lovely run, Georgia Bell. There were 3 of them up punching for the lead. Georgia Bell was sitting 4th in a line of 3, about 2 lengths off the trio disputing the front spot, and given plenty of rain once they topped the rise. This big, strong chestnut filly, who's well above average, raced home to win it well by about a length. 4, 8 and 13 official. Georgia Bell, a chestnut filly 3 by clear choice from Cobra Bell, is trained by Ron Quinton for JWGA and Mrs. R.G. Bradshaw. 3 on the trot now, following wins at Canterbury and Warwick Farm. Darren Beedman, the winning rider. Number 8, second. Very heavily back, Symbols, always up in the lead, and nothing left at the end. Al Hareb, Helena Bay, Chestnut filly 3, F.W. Mitchell, El Cassidy, and number 13, the third Debut, a Bay filly 3, Sackford, Excitable Lady, Alan Bailey from the Gold Coast, Brian York. The official 4th was number 9, Preview, And number 3 ran 5th, Tayara. Margins are 1 1/4 lengths by a nose. 1 1/4 lengths a nose. The time was 1:25.78. 1:25.78. The sectional time was 36.22, 36.22. That time of 1:25.78 was almost 3 seconds outside the race record. The first 600 took 37.66. I just still think there's a bit of give in this track. And I think John Schreck was a bit hasty, quite honestly, in upgrading to good. I do feel at this stage that the track is dead and not much better. Rod, what have you got for us, pal?
All right. There's a real dicky spot there at about the 200 metres. That was where Dimco, I think, twisted its plate at the 200-metre mark there. And I just noticed Georgia Bell just about in the same spot, blundered, just for half a stride or so. The size produce in Sydney.
Anyway, we'll see if he's going to land the bacon or not. On the New South Wales tote, number 2, Strategic, 240 and 130. Can he make amends for an unlucky run in the slipper? And number 1, Octagonal, 320 and 150. Third elect. We've got to go into double figures, and it is number 5, Zedrich, 10 and 290. Exclusive Halo on the New South Wales totes, 13 and 280. Previous race won by Georgia Bell, number 4 D Beatman, beat 8 Symbols and 13 Debut. The second to 3 Ordimco and the first to 10 Christa. Now Exclusive Halo, ridden by Gavin Eads, Group 1 Gav, replacing the original postilion Simon Marshall, who couldn't make the weight. And Octagonal coming up to the outside of the stalls with the 2 scratchings. He'll start from alley number 11. And everything is in readiness for a jump. The William Inglis Sires Produce Stakes, 1,400 metres, ready to go. Isolde behaving well. She hasn't been neglected in the market either. Racing, and a beautiful start. Exclusive Halo, one of the best to commence. Martinets is right up with the lead, and the same for the Queenslander Arashi. Isolde to the inside, and then Zedrich, followed by Strategic, wide out from Daney Boy Burrito. A length further away, Pontal Last Show of Forces second last, and a length then to Octagonal. Coming onto the course proper near the 1,000 metres, and Arashi goes to the lead. 3/4 to a half length on Zedrich. Exclusive Halo right up there, having no luck on the outside. A little over a length away next. On the inside is Martinets, and then comes Daney Boy as they travel down the side of the track from Burrito. 2 lengths Strategic wide out. On the inside next is Isolde, then Pontal last. Second last is Show of Force, and ahead to Octagonal on the outer. Racing to the 600 metres, and Exclusive Halo has had to ride him upside down. He's just the leader from Arashi and Zedrich. A length to Martinets, followed by Burrito. Strategic to the outside. A length further back is Isolde as they swing into the straight. 4:20 to go, and here it's Zedrich wide out, taking the lead from Exclusive Halo. Arashi on the inside, followed then by Strategic, and here is Octagonal and Show of Force down to the 250. Zedrich tackled by Octagonal, Show of Force, Strategic, Exclusive Halo, and then on the inside Isolde, Octagonal and Show of Force. It's Octagonal, a nose in front of Show of Force, Strategic, Isolde flashing home. They hit the line. I reckon Octagonal. I think Octagonal might have won this. A nostril, Isolde, Show of Force third, followed by Strategic, and then came on the outside Pontal Lass. A break Burrito, and then Zedrich further away, Exclusive Halo. Long margin then to Martinets, and the last couple in were Arashi and Daney Boy. Photo finish. Number 1 Octagonal, ridden by Grant Cooksley, $3.20, $1.50. And number 13, Show of Force. Number 12, Show of Force at $12. Let's have a look at this replay here as they get down to the line. Yep. Octagonal from the one on the inside. Actually, Isolde is closer. Isolde the inside, number 13. That's the closest to Octagonal as I check the tote, 320, and Show of Force, number 12, between them, running third at $5.30. Terrific finish to the Sires Produce Stakes. A head bobbing go with Octagonal on the outside, appearing to do a shade too well and has won the sires. Number 1 Octagonal, ridden by Grant Cooksley.
Double 11.40.
Number 1 Octagonal, ridden by Grant Cooksley, has scored at 320 and 150. Number 13 Isolde, ridden by Shane Dye, at 320. And number 12 Show of Force, ridden by Glenn Boss, at $5.30 for the official fourth. Number 2 Strategic. Octagonal making amends today for his second placing in the Golden Slipper Stakes. He's a brown colt too by Zabeel from 8 Carat, trained by John Hawkes for Jack and Bobbingham, ridden by Grant Cooksley. The runner-up, Isolde, by Sir Tristram from Sharpatan. Isn't she going to be a good filly as a 3-year-old? She's bay in colour, raced by Sir Tris Antico, G. Young and S.A. Tapsell, Graham Rogers and Shane Dye, and Show of Force third. Well, well-known media man Mark Sheen and his wife race Show of Force, and isn't she going to be a good 3-year-old filly? Baluskin Star from Reinforce, Tim Donnelly, Glenn Boss. Fourth to number 2 Strategic, had a very wide run to contend with. 11 was fifth Pontal Lass. The winning margin was half a head with half a neck between the second and third. A half head, half a neck. 125 the overall time, 125. Race record held by Luskin Star, 121.5. The first 600, 36.43. The last 600, 36.89. And Octagonal has added $170,000 to his prior race tally of 487,178. Well, Exclusive Halo. Age was obviously the victim of circumstances. I think he was in two minds. The horse jumped well. Then he tried to ease him back. He found he couldn't get in. So he kicked up again. So he had to ride the horse upside down. So forget he ever went round Exclusive Halo. Strategic, forced to cover a lot of ground. And I just wonder now whether the racing that he's had is starting to take the toll of this fella. And it wouldn't be surprising to see him go for a spell now. Martinets didn't do a great deal of rashy weekend out of it. Burrito, well, he's simply not as good as Octagonal and Strategic, although he didn't disgrace. But those two fillies, Isolde and Show of Force, gee, I'd love to have a share in them. 1, 13 and 12, a thriller to the Sires Produce Stakes. Righto, Rod, what have you got for us?
All right, officially fourth was 2 Strategic. Big run to Pontal Lass's run officially fifth. All right, past the post there, number 1 Octagonal, $1.50 and 70. Number 13 Isolde, $1.50, and number 12 Show of Force to return $3.40, 1, 13 and 12. More from Sydney shortly. Race 5 due at 3:05, the all-age stakes. Now Brisbane, that up.
And Hurricane Sky, he's got out. On the tote, he's $4.80 and Durbridge is $5. Now, they're moving in for the all-age stakes. I was just having a look through the race book here at some of the prior winners. Last year, Prince of Praise beat March here. Soho Square third. Rough Habit won it the 2 years prior too. But when you go back at 1938, 1939, 1940, Ajax. Harold Badger, Harold Badger, Harold Badger. Peter Pan, Jimmy Pike. Chatham, Jim Pike. Wanuka, Jim Pike. Amunis, Jimmy Pike. And then, of course, the mighty Tulloch George Moore in 58. Beat, what did beat? Grenoble and Turanian. No home, Neville Selwood. It's been a really good race. A Group 1 standard weight for age, $250,000. The overall purse, March Hare running favourite for the 1995 all-aged. Can he make amends for his defeat in it last year?
Wait right, Agbank.
Now, moving up is Hurricane Sky. Hurricane Sky, written by Damien Oliver. A New Zealander, Allegro, coming forward now. Allegro handled by Brian York. Field of 7 with the scratchings of Star Dancer and Napoli Star, and they're all in the gates. This is the 5th from Royal Randwick, the time-honoured all-age stakes. They're off this time. Perfect start. Hurricane Sky at the end of 100 metres shows out narrowly clear from Allegro. Durbridge hurrying up inside them. About 2 lengths devoting, and then March Hare and Perfect World on a limb, and a length of the rank outside a Sovereign Kite. Well, Allegro is going to lead, and as they race along towards the 1,300 metres, Allegro about 2 lengths on Durbridge, a length and a half away. Third is Perfect World, followed by Hurricane Sky being eased back a little from voting. March Hare is caught out wide, and Sovereign Kite about a horse's so off the inside rail is last, but only about 6 lengths between first and last as they race round the first corner. And the leader is the New Zealander Allegro by a length on Durbridge, just over 1 to Perfect World wide. Hurricane Sky in the middle, voting back on the inside from Sovereign Kite and March Hare. Coming along the side, negotiating the 800, and it's Allegro still leading the way about a half length on old Durbridge in third spot and tagging Durbridge Perfect World. Hurricane Sky is fourth, a little over a length away next. March Hare, he's never been closer than 3 to the inside rail from voting, and last is Sovereign Kite. As they sprint to the home corner now, and Simon Marshall drives Durbridge past Allegro. About a length the leading advantage, 1 Perfect World. Hurricane Sky bottled in, followed by March Hare, who's still battling on well at the 250, and Durbridge is the leader. Hurricane Sky seeing daylight, charging at Durbridge. March Hare on the outside. It's Hurricane Sky hitting the front out of the 100. On the inside, Voting's running a race. Hurricane Sky the leader. March Hare is coming at him now. Hurricane Sky, March Hare stride for stride of the line. Hurricane Sky ahead to March Hare. Third Voting, fourth Sovereign Kite, fifth Durbridge, and then Allegro, and last in Perfect World.
All right, number 7, Hurricane Sky, to return approximately $2.30 and $1.20. Number 3, March Hare, 70 cents, no third dividend for 5 Voting.
Take anything from Hurricane Sky, but March Hare, he's covered another 100 metres.
All right, we'll leave Ian there. Let's head down to Bells Beach, Martin Grace.
Thanks, Greg, and good afternoon, partners. Hope you're having a good day of the races. But down here at Bells Beach in Victoria, of course, the Quit Women's Classic final has just hit the water with defending world champion Lisa Anderson taking on former world champion Pauline Mensah, and described sort of 2 metre plus waves here that is just getting underway. We've just had the paddle boat race between the surf club riders and the board riders, which has been a bit of a bit of the carnival effect here at Bells Beach, Victoria. But we'll get back to you as soon as this final between the defending champion Lisa Anderson and former champion Pauline Mensah.
Good on you. Back to Ian Craig.
And for trainer Gerald Ryan. Gerald, of course, trains Exclusive Halo, who had absolutely no luck in the Sires Produce Stakes. Now, we're waiting for the numbers to come to hand. There they go. 7, Hurricane Sky, D. Oliver the winner. Number 3 is second. That is March Hare, ridden by D. Beedman. And number 5, Voting, ridden by Peter Hutchinson, was third. Hurricane Sky, a Bay Cold 3 by Star Watch from Dancing Show, is raced by the Contract Racing and Breeding 1993 Syndicate, David Moody, and the Arrowfield Group Limited Syndicate, John Massara, Gerald Ryan, the trainer, and Damien Oliver, the rider. Number 3, March Hare, second, a 4-year-old chestnut horse by Maze K from Tiakau Toy, John Morris, Darren Beedman. And number 5, Voting, third, a 4-year-old chestnut horse, Clear Choice, Quite, David Hayes, Peter Hutchinson. Durbridge ultimately fourth. Number 1, 2, Sovereign Kite ran fifth, and he didn't disgrace himself. He's been the surprise packet of racing over the latter part of 1994 and certainly 1995. He's done an outstanding job, this fella. Ahead by a length and a quarter the margins, ahead by a length and a quarter, 137.89, record held at 133.8. And it was a little slower than last year's Prince of Praise, 137.4, and the sectional time 36.15, 36.15. So Hurricane Sky coming back to the enclosure, met by racecourse manager Dick Roberts, and some excited ladies going down to lead in Hurricane Sky. Big effort by March here. As I say, he's covered 100 metres in extra ground, and he's been beaten ahead. And D. Beedman, obviously victim of circumstances.
Protest dismissed, Canberra.
The third. As far as Durbridge, he weakened out of it. Allegro showed a lot of speed but weakened badly in Perfect World. He tracked Durbridge but had every possible chance. Well, that's the Sydney scene as the winner is led back to the enclosure. The Quinella here is not up. The trifecta is not up. We're